Oh, have you ever wondered what it feels like to carry a past so heavy that you run from it? Only to discover that destiny will always lead you back home. This is the story of a young lion prince who lost everything: his family, his confidence, and his place in the Pride Lands, yet found something far greater on his journey: forgiveness, hope, and the strength to return. Listen closely, because this is not just the return of a prince, it is the rebirth of a heart. The sky above the Pride Lands glowed orange as the sun dipped behind the cliffs. Animals gathered near the watering hole, whispering stories passed down through generations. Stories of a Prince Amari who disappeared years ago after a terrible betrayal tore the royal family apart. Some believed he had fled far beyond the mountains, others said he had been taken by the wild storms, and a few whispered that perhaps he no longer lived. But no one knew the truth. Far away, in a lonely valley, surrounded by jagged rocks and whispering winds, Amari walked alone. His fur was dusty, his mane unkempt, and his heart bruised by memories he could never escape. He once belonged to a loving kingdom. He once had a father who believed in him, a mother who adored him, and a younger sister, Amani, who followed him everywhere. But all of that had shattered the night he made a mistake that cost the Pride Lands dearly. Amari closed his eyes, remembering the roar of his father. "You must use your strength wisely, Amari. A leader protects, never destroys." But Amari, young and reckless, had tried to prove his bravery by chasing a herd of wildebeests toward a cliff. His goal was to show courage, but the herd panicked. The stampede destroyed a sacred ground his father had spent years preserving. That night, filled with guilt and fear, Amari ran away. Now, years later, he lived alone, punishing himself for the past. But destiny was already shifting around him. One evening, as the moon rose high and silver winds danced across the valley, Amari heard a faint cry. It was soft, almost swallowed by the wind. At first, he ignored it, assuming it was the wind's trick. But then it came again, louder, trembling with fear. He rushed toward the sound and found a tiny meerkat trapped beneath a collapsed log. Its small paws shook violently as it tried to wriggle free. "Hold on," Amari said, his voice gentle. He pushed the log with all his strength until it rolled aside. The meerkat took a deep breath, then looked up at him with wide, thankful eyes. You saved me!" The little creature gasped. "What were you doing alone?" Amari asked. "I'm Mika," the meerkat said quickly. "I was trying to gather food for my family. But a hyena chased me, and I got trapped." Amari glanced around the empty valley. Something about Mika's bravery, despite his fear, reminded him of his sister Imani. The thought tightened his chest. "You should go back now," Amari said quietly. "It's dangerous here. Come with me." Mika insisted. "We're staying with a group of travelers just beyond the ridge. They'll want to thank you." Amari shook his head. "I don't deserve thanks, but..." Mika stared at him with an innocence Amari hadn't seen in years. "Everyone deserves kindness." The words pierced Amari's heart. Eventually, he followed. They walked together under the moonlight and soon reached a small camp of animals: meerkats, antelopes, birds, creatures traveling from the Pride Lands in search of safety. Free! When Amari heard that name, Pride Lands' breath caught. A wise old antelope stepped forward. "You look troubled, young lion." Amari lowered his gaze. "The Pride Lands. What happened to them?" The antelope sighed. "The kingdom has struggled ever since the prince disappeared. The king grew weak with grief. The queen became quiet and distant. The youngest princess, Imani, she never stopped searching for her brother." Amari's heart throbbed painfully. He imagined Imani wandering the savannah, calling his name into the wind. That's not the worst, the antelope continued. A rogue lion named Goro now threatens the Pride Lands. He's gathering hyenas, vultures, anyone willing to follow him. He claims the royal family is too weak to rule. Amari felt the world tilt under his paws. His father, weak. His mother, frightened. His sister, in danger. He'd left because he thought he wasn't worthy of the kingdom. But now, by leaving, he had abandoned the very ones he loved. The antelope studied him for a moment. Young one, you carry sadness in your eyes. But hope is never lost for those brave enough to return. Amari lay awake all night, staring at the stars. He remembered Amani laughing beside him. He remembered his father placing a paw on his shoulder and saying, "One day, you will lead with a heart full of light." But he also remembered the look of disappointment on that final night. Morning came, and with it, a new wind that pushed Amari toward a decision he had feared for years. "I'm going back," he whispered to himself. "I must." Mika ran up beside him. "You're leaving." "I have to return to the Pride Lands," Amari said. "My family, my home needs me." "Then I'm coming too," Mika declared proudly. "No, it's dangerous." Mika crossed his arms. "And you saved me. Now I'll stick with you, too." Despite the trouble ahead, Amari cracked a small smile. "All right, Mika, let's go home." Their journey was long. They crossed burning plains, rocky mountains, and rivers swollen from recent storms. Along the way, Amari protected Mika from jackals, vultures, and hyenas. And Mika, though tiny, encouraged Amari whenever doubt crept into his mind. One night, as they sat under the stars, Mika asked, "Why did you leave your home?" Amari's throat tightened. "I made a mistake, a big one. I hurt my father's trust. I thought they'd be better without me." "But they weren't," Mika said simply. "They missed you. And maybe they forgave you long ago." Amari swallowed hard. "Even if they did, can I forgive myself?" "Maybe returning is the first step," Mika said softly. Then, when they finally reached the edge of the Pride Lands, Amari stopped. The grass he once knew to be lush and golden was now thin and dry. The watering holes were nearly empty. The air felt heavy. Then suddenly a familiar scent drifted past him. "Imani," he whispered. He raced across the plains until he reached the foot of Pride Rock. There, standing near the entrance of the cave, was a lioness with soft golden fur and gentle eyes full of longing. "Imani!" he roared. The lioness froze. Slowly, she turned. When she saw him, her eyes widened with disbelief. "Amari!" He stepped forward, trembling. "It's me, little sister!" Amani ran to him, tears streaming down her face. "I knew it! I knew you were alive. I never stopped believing." They pressed their heads together, both crying, one from guilt, the other from relief. But before they could speak again, a deep voice echoed from behind them. "Amari!" He turned to see his father, King Zuberi, older now, his mane streaked with gray, his eyes tired but filled with emotion. "Father," Amari whispered. Silence hung between them. Then Amari lowered his head. "I'm sorry. I ran away. I failed you. I failed the kingdom." Zubri approached slowly. "My son, you did not fail me." His voice cracked. "You were young. You made a mistake. What broke my heart was losing you not. What happened that day?" Amari felt tears fall. "I didn't think you could forgive me, Zuberi. pressed a paw to Amari's cheek. A parent's love does not disappear, and forgiveness begins with your return. Before the moment could settle, a loud roar shook the Airgoros roar. Imani looked toward the plains. He's coming. His army of hyenas grows each day. Amari clenched his jaw. Fear shot through him, but so did determination. Then this is my time to stand with you. I won't run again. Mika puffed up his chest. And I'll help too. Amari gave a breathy laugh. Of course you will. That night, the royal family prepared for battle. Amari stood at the front, hard pounding. When Goro and his hyenas arrived, their snarls echoed across the valley. Goro smirked. Well, well. The lost prince returns. Too late to save your kingdom, Amari stepped forward. I'm not here to prove myself to you. I'm here to protect my family. The battle erupted. Amari fought with courage. He never knew he had dodging claws, pushing back hyenas, roaring with strength born from love, not pride. Imani fought beside him with fierce grace. Mika bit hyenas' tails and darted around their paws, shouting, "Pick on someone your own size." 2. Despite the chaos, something changed. The animals of the pride, land zebras, buffalo, gazelles, birds ran to help. They had hope again. They believed again. Together, they forced Goro backward until he stumbled near the cliff's edge. This isn't over, Goro growled before fleeing into the shadows. Victory washed over the Pride lands like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. As the animals cheered, Sabari stepped toward Amari. My son, today you did not return as the lost prince. You returned as the hope of our kingdom. Amari felt warmth fill his heart, hope he thought he'd never feel again. He looked at Mika and smiled. Thank you for believing in me. Mika grinned. Always. From that day on, Amari walked the Pride lands not as a lion running from his past, but as one who had faced it and risen stronger. He learned that forgiveness begins with courage, and hope begins with returning home. So, the Lost Prince's return became a legend, a story whispered to young cubs for generations, reminding them that no matter how far one wanders, there is always a path back to love, forgiveness, and hope.